songs about a rambling man. Put a cold one in my hand. 'Cause you know I love to hear those guitar sounds.
Well, hello and welcome to episode 11 of Cold Beers and Curveballs. It's a wonderful Saturday afternoon, Memorial Day weekend. I'm Chase Allen.
Right over here. What are we doing, Chase?
We are hanging out at the Penn Station Sandwich Company today.
Good old Penn Station.
Snuck us some cold beers in. We're going to be drinking those down today.
Hey, you know what we're watching? Well, you know what we were watching? Now we're working, right?
Yeah, we're working, but we were watching.
We're watching some girls from Texas A&M beat Tennessee.
We were watching some Title IX version of baseball, also known as softball.
Yeah. It wasn't real exciting. So I'm
No,
done
man.
watching it.
When they're only running 20 feet,
Pretty much.
and they got that one
They do that
base on the
slap
side.
button, and then boom, they're there.
It's like, wow, well, and then that bunt ran into a triple.
Triple. All right.
So let's get into some
Can't
real
believe
bat
we're
ball
real
stuff here.
serious today, right?
Let's get into some baseball.
No. Ever since the Rangers went on their losing streak, I've been like checked out.
Yeah, I'm really don't know if we can call those 9 wins.
10.
Ten,
I got
sorry,
10.
sorry, 10 wins.
Don't,
Really
don't
much
you
of
just
a,
count those.
of a winning streak. That
Yep.
we'll call that more of catch up.
Yeah, they're back down under 500.
Yeah, they're right back down where they were.
Streak.
So they lost 5 straight right now,
Yeah.
and
Well, look, the 5 straight, it's come different ways. It hasn't been the worst thing ever, but the worst thing ever was when Dyson blew that lead in the 7th. So
yeah, that's definitely going to be something we're going to hit on here.
We'll get into that.
Oh yeah, no, I think really the biggest winner out of the sweep in Boston is Boston's manager John Farrell.
I thought you were going to say the Red Sox.
No, the Red
There's no
Sox,
shit
but
Sherlock.
really the person who got his ass saved, and he should be sending the Rangers a very nice thank you letter, is John Farrell.
So what happened there?
Well, it came out the other day, and Bannister, I guess, had also alluded to it in some of the press conferences, that basically they were going to try to get rid of John Farrell before the Rangers series. They were actually going to fire him.
They're not.
They're not
They're
bad.
not that bad.
No,
Why would they not fire their manager?
I mean, they're second in the AL East. They're 2.5 games back. They're a game over in the wild card.
Why do you ever fire somebody who's second place in their division?
I don't know. I mean, they're over 500, 26-21.
Where did you hear this? Like TMZ?
No.
Gossip
This has been all over the news. So John Farrell basically was pulled into the office. There was talks about firing him before the series, and they basically said, "Look, you've got the Ranger series to prove something to us, and we're pulling the plug." And he proved something to him.
So he must. I feel like there must be some disagreement between like his style and the management style.
There's
or,
definitely some disagreements, and
there must be something underlying if you're threatening to fire the manager and he's in second place.
Yeah, it's definitely, are they doing that great? I mean, yeah, they have Chris Sale that's really leading things for them. Bats and stuff really haven't been showing up like you would want to with a team that's got, I mean, they have a 272 batting average, which isn't bad.
Yeah, they just don't have that power stroke anymore.
Yeah.
Speaking of power, where did that come from?
This is the last
perks of Penn Station broadcasting.
I mean, their ERA though isn't looking too hot. Like very up and down. Stephen Wright, of course, the knuckleballer, he's sitting at an 8.25 ERA.
That's better than Dyson, but it's not great.
Yeah, definitely not. But no, so yeah, the Boston Red Sox, definitely their managers, very, very happy with what happened there. But yeah, they were riding that high going in. They got the sweep against Detroit.
No, we didn't.
No, they got
We
two
got
out
the
of three.
first win. We swept the Phillies. We got the first win against Detroit.
Yeah,
And
and then
we
that's when the
lost.
debacle started.
And won and lost. Yeah.
I know. Yesterday I heard that the home run Mike Napoli hit out in center field, quit finally bouncing in between the roof and that ledge. So that's
Got in that perfect spot. Huh?
yeah, that was an amazing home run. Sent his batting average up a little bit more.
Yep. Well, let's talk about the game real quick that ended today. Shin-Soo-Choo started off the game with a home run. We had a 1-0 lead going into the 5th or 6th inning. I think it was 6th inning when everything unraveled. Darvish was pitching pretty well, but he was relying really heavily on his slider today. Threw that more than his fastball, I think. So he was facing the number 9 batter, I think Maley is his name for Toronto, and he threw him 5 fastballs and could not hit the strike zone. So it's 6th inning. He walked the number 9 hitter. Someone got out. Someone already had a hit on. So there's 2 men on. Batista's up at the plate, and he hangs the slider, and Batista crushes it. So that was the only scoring of the game. It was just 2 home runs, 1 by each side, but we had runners on when we gave up ours. So
And that is the way baseball goes.
that's the way baseball go. Now a lot was talked even during the game and the post game by the announcers about like this is not the first time this has happened, and it's not just Darvish that's been doing it. All of the Rangers have had really untimely walks that have led to bad innings and bad games, but the guy is batting .060 on the year.
Yeah.
He's a number 9 batter. He's not even playing, the full year. He's barely big league, and you can't hit the center of the plate on him like once. I don't know. You just need to find a way to throw a strike, whatever it takes.
A 2-1 loss is just a
3-1,
bad.
yeah.
A 3-1 loss is pretty much just bad luck. Any pitcher,
it was the microscope on that inning.
Yeah.
Why do you walk this guy if you would have turned it into 2 runs maybe?
Yeah.
And if you just, I mean, chances are astronomical that he won't get a hit on base, judging by his performances here. So just give him something to hit. But he couldn't do it. He walked him, and so that was extra base runners. I think Gallo had a hit today. He had a single today, and that was only his 10th all year. So Gallo's 14 home runs this year and 10 singles. That's about the way his hitting's generally gone.
Yeah, he. I mean, it's really hard to be. We're looking at it under a microscope of Yu Darvish is always going to have that shitty hitting, and
Seems like it.
the issue I see as a bigger picture is that they were only able to get 1 fucking run,
Yeah.
and that's
No, I think 12 strikeouts this game.
yeah, it's definitely not looking good. It looks like things are going back to where they were, and that's definitely not what you want to see in this part of the season, because we're getting closer and closer and closer to that All-Star break, which is when things really heat up. And where Darvish will be. Will Darvish still be here with the Rangers, or will Darvish be heading down south to help out the team that seems to be the only thing winning in Texas right now?
That'd be a tough pill to swallow. I mean, yeah, it's gonna be, the conversation's gonna go this way the entire year. When the Rangers are good for a few weeks, we're gonna be like, of course we're not trading Darvish. We're gonna win the wild card. And when the Rangers are bad, we're gonna be like, yep, we're gonna get prospects for Darvish. So it's just gonna be a roller coaster ride for the next month and a half, and then they're gonna. I don't know. I mean, your guess is as good as mine where they're going to end up when middle of July rolls around, and we actually really need to be looking at that. And if they're on a downturn and they're still 3rd in the division, they're still 9 games back of the Astros, and they're not really in the wild card race, or like within like 2 games of it. That's haven't turned around. Yeah, we're probably shipping Darvish away.
Yeah. No, the Rangers season is looking a lot like Joey Gallo's at bats. 14 home run,
Some good, some bad.
and he only has 10 singles.
What
So
we got on strikeout count all the way up to 67. That's good, right?
right,
No.
67
strikeouts is
always-
kind of bad.
It's always good. Oh, when you're hitting those 14 home runs and those 10 singles, man.
Well, I mean, 14 home runs is almost league leading. I think what 15 is maybe league leading.
Right. And you know, and I think this series with Toronto, both teams playing shitty. It
Yeah.
looks like, you know,
It's just
It-
really
I think-
frustrating to see Toronto almost have the same record as us now because we just gave them 3 games.
yeah, and it's frustrating too because I think a lot of people were expecting a lot out of this series with the
Yeah.
whole Odor Bautista thing. Neither one of them are performing at the plate, so it's like neither one of them's really going to apologize. I think Bautista's bat flip days are over after Atlanta the other night.
Seems like it.
You know, he's caught on that literally nobody likes him.
Right.
I think the last person that he talked to that said anything nice about him was his mom, and that's just because he kind of had to. It was some type of like child support or custody hearing. But
Yeah.
he, you know, his days are done. It's just it hasn't even been fun to watch. Like it's hard for me to even get engaged in games anymore.
Well, I mean, there's been some good spots, some bad spots. I mean, like last night's game, kind of we couldn't get anything clicking, and then or no, I guess what was it like 7-3 going into the 9th,
Yeah.
and then Odor hit a home run. You know, he was all happy about that, but it wasn't enough. I mean, it was only 3 runs. So he did. I mean, he did okay, and actually he had a hit streak going. He had like a 6-game hit streak, which is pretty dang good for a guy hitting 200 on
Yeah.
the year. But then I don't think he got a hit this game, and he looked like. I mean, I know that's how he looks every single time, but it looked like he was especially swinging for the fences this game. Like he was falling across the plate when he was swinging, and he got a bat on the ball and kind of fell, and he completely tripped and fell on the way to first base because
Right.
he was so off balance. But I mean, that's just kind of how it goes. Find something positive real quick on the injury front, or are they coming back from injury front? Tyson Ross has been pitching good in rehab starts, and looks like he's going to get slated in next week probably.
Is he rehabbing? Where is he rehabbing? Is he in Frisco or is he in
I
Round
think
Rock?
he's been in Frisco.
Has he? Okay.
But, I mean, yeah, everything has been progressing fine for him, so I think you can expect to see him within the next 7 or 10 days. And looks like Adrian Beltre's pretty much back. He's going to get reevaluated, but today he was in I think it was a simulated spring training, extended spring training kind of deal.
Yeah.
Whatever the hell goes on over there, where they can make him bat 7 times in a game. I've
Right.
never quite seen one of those deals, but yeah, he played a full game today. Did fine. He had some hits. He's going to get reevaluated, and looks like as early as Monday, maybe, he could be back in the lineup, and that would be a welcome addition.
It would be very, very nice to see him again.
Yeah.
You know, that brings up, you know, what are they going to do with Gallo? What is their plan with Adrian Beltre? Are they going to have Beltre at third base? Or are they going to try to progressively work him back
Put him at
in?
DH.
Put him as a DH and getting back acclimated to
That wouldn't really surprise me. Honestly, that'd be something that I might do if I was the manager. I'd put him at DH for the first series, maybe.
Yeah.
Just get him there, and because Gallo's defense has been fine, so it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, Gallo's definitely earned himself a spot to stay.
Yeah, so I think, however they decide to do it, I would expect that he is in the lineup by next week, and Gallo's not getting sent down. Gallo is either going to be DHing or playing first base or playing left field or playing center field. They're going to put him somewhere.
Yeah.
It seems like the situational left field with Rua is weak enough, and Rua can DH or play first, that they might move Gallo back to left field. People were even talking about center field if they really wanted to. I don't think that's really a great spot for him. But when you look at the way that the line of Shields has been playing defense in center field, it hadn't really been great. So Gallo probably be equal to that.
Right, and Profar's already down. Profar's
Right.
not
Profar is not in the picture, but you can tell that the lineup is not like winning people over because they're playing Hoying in center field.
Yeah.
And so anyway, Gallo's gonna stay up. He's gonna have a place. He will keep doing his home run or bust kind of thing. But it will be so welcome to see Adrian Beltre, and maybe they can stop moving the lineup around every single day. But at least maybe they can just keep Beltre in the fourth and mess with the rest of it.
And build around that. That would definitely be something nice to see. With Beltre being looked at to be coming back, I would definitely think that they would ease him back in as the DH, like we were talking about earlier, where they're playing Tampa Bay the first series. I feel like that would be something to kind of get him back acclimated.
But their mindset might not be that he needs to be eased in because he's been doing these, he's been doing
I know
these simulated games and stuff.
They've been very cautious with it this time. It's just kind of one of those things where, are they going to continue to be cautious with it because he is on borrowed time. He is getting older.
Hey, but he's rested this year.
He's rested, and he would be also somebody that around trade deadline, I wouldn't be surprised if we see him.
I'd be very surprised.
I think it would be one of those things where they come to him and they're like, "What do you want to do?"
He's going to finish his Ranger.
I mean, is he going to, or does he want the ring?
He's got another year after this on the contract, right? They renewed him last year.
But I mean, with how long it's taken with a calf injury, you're
he's untradeable. The management doesn't want to.
Management.
They don't want a
they don't,
mutiny on their hands in North Texas.
Well, but the thing is they'll give him the option.
He's as much a Ranger basically nowadays as Dirk is a Maverick, and
right.
if one of those guys, if Dirk was to come to management or Belcher was to come and say, hey, shoot me to a winner.
Dirk will never leave. Dirk will never leave.
No, I know that, but I'm saying, they would honor that if the star player came to him and said, okay, fine, you can look to trade me. But I don't think he's doing that. I think he knows his importance here. Everyone knows his importance here. He likes it here, I'm sure. So.
Well, it'll definitely be interesting to watch how all of that plays out here in about a little bit over a month away. Almost 2 months away.
2 months away,
Yeah, I know the big report that I heard earlier was basically out of the Detroit Tigers that if they're still this bad, that all veterans will be on the trading block if need be. So, I mean,
pick you up some Verlander.
Yeah, grab you some Verlander there. That might take down Yu Darvish's stock in the trade deadline.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it'll still be high enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was today. That was some injury look. It still looks like a few weeks away for Gomez and Hamels. How many weeks has it been? It seems like it's been about 3 weeks since they got injured, so maybe 3 more.
Hamels,
So if we're talking at that 4 to 6 timeline for both of them, so several weeks away for both of them. We got. Let's see. We mentioned the Dyson stuff, so we. I guess what had happened. Honestly, this was a week ago now. We'd had a win against Detroit, and Dyson come in. And Dyson got us 5 outs and 3 strikeouts out of those, and it seemed good. So, who did he relieve the other night? When he came in the 7th, why don't you look that up? I can't quite remember. Oh, no, it was Kashner.
Yeah.
It's Kashner because, it was Perez. It was Perez. Was Martin Perez?
It was Casher that he came in behind.
He had gone. I think it was Martin Perez. It was Martin Perez versus Chris Sale. That was the game,
right?
Because we had scored against Chris Sale, and
Yeah, Napoli
we
hit the
were
home
we
run.
had a chance to beat Chris Sale. When you think that the way he's been pitching, that's just a scheduled loss. And Martin Perez had done well, and we got into the sixth, and we moved past that, and we're into the seventh inning. And so the thing was, Martin had already thrown 90 or 100 pitches.
Right.
So it was kind of questionable that Banny sent him out for the seventh. And Martin got himself into a jam, and he had runners on second and third, I believe, and they brought Sam Dyson in. Well, Dyson walked several people. He gave up a bunch of ground balls. I think there were errors involved. He didn't get a single strikeout. He didn't get a single out. He gave up. I don't know if he was responsible for all 7 runs. I think there were 7 runs that inning, and he wasn't. He got pulled before the inning, before he could even get an out. But yeah, the wheels came off. It was pretty disappointing because there was a lot of good vibes, a lot of momentum going into the last third of that game, feeling good about beating up on Chris Sale, and wheels came off and we just lost it. So that was really devastating just to watch that unravel in front of you.
Well, I mean, he's at 15 2/3 innings so far this year.
Yeah.
He's got a 1-5 record,
Yep.
and he's got a WAR, wins above replacement, at a -1.5.
Where is it? Yeah, I wish I could see that right there, but you're on Fangraphs probably. But -1.5.
Right.
That's crazy. Yeah. Right. So you hope that a reliever. So Matt Bush gets has a let's see. Whip. So like our relievers, like Barnett and Claudio and Jeffers, all have like 1.4 all the way up to 2 walks. Actually, that's worse. That's what am I looking for? I'm looking for strikeouts per 9 is what I'm looking for. But here we go. Like Kella and Bush have 11 and 12 strikeouts per 9. Sam Dyson has 3.
He's struck out 3 people. I
Yeah.
think the whole season. He's struck
Well,
out 3 people, right?
5. He
Five. Oh, I'm
somehow
sorry.
got
So
somehow
he got that
some
1 inning in Detroit, and then he had
3 of those.
two other outs somewhere
2
else.
somewhere. Yeah, 14 innings, 5 strikeouts. How many home runs? 4 home runs, 11 walks, 20 runs, given up 19 earned runs. So yeah, he had gotten his ERA down to single digits, I think. Got it all the way back up almost to 12 again.
Right. I mean, it's time that
There,
you've got to get rid of him. And you've got to get rid of him fast.
you know, you can't even option him down to AAA because you already did that. So,
He wasn't optioned down.
well, okay,
He was on a
but-
DL,
he
so he
was-
took a rehab stint.
But they were talking on Twitter after the game and that you can't send him down for whatever's gone on this year, whatever they've done roster move wise. You can't send him down, but you could put him on waivers.
Yeah.
And I bet he would. I
No one
bet he
will
would
find me.
clear
Come
waivers
right- come
after
right back.
that, and then he could go down. But yeah, I know it's a bit of getting caught up in the moment, and I was definitely a little bit caught up in the moment. It was just very devastating. It was just demoralizing to have a good game going and give up 7 runs like that. So yeah, all options were being discussed online amongst Rangers fans. Do we cut him? Do we send him down? Do we trade him for a dollar bill? Like, what do we do? And I think what's going to happen is you're just going to sit him on the bench for a while, and you might get him into a low leverage situation and see if he doesn't screw up, and you try to nurse him back to health. But like,
They've done that with it. They've
that was the
done
thing, is like
everything.
you gave him his moments at the beginning of the season, and we talked about it over and over. And then he kept blowing it, so he got put on the DL, and he wasn't a big part of the bullpen. And so finally, you give him, and he gets a couple little appearances and a couple outs and a couple strikeouts, and you think he's going to be all better, and he blows it. So how can you trust the guy? I don't know.
You
It's
don't.
gonna be interesting to see his usage going forward. Like
The mo-
if it's
the-
once a week, I don't know.
If you look at all the people who were, the closer role has only been here for about 25 years.
Sure.
And these guys are basically, they come out of nowhere. They're hard throwing. They do their work, and they've only got a good 4 to 5 years. There's very few of them that have made
very
a
rare.
career. Like you don't get any more Trevor Hoffman and stuff like that anymore.
No, you get a Brad Lidge for a few years.
Yeah.
I mean, you get a Eric Gagne for a couple of years.
You get,
and then they fall off. Something
Yeah.
happens and they're hittable again, and they lose. I don't know if they lose velocity or they lose their confidence or whatever it is.
I remember Papa Grande pitched for Detroit back when Detroit was making their big push, and he had that fallout. And last I think I read, he was in the minors, possibly going to Indy Ball.
Yeah.
Same thing with Fernando Rodney. Fernando Rodney, that's been able to find a new home in Arizona.